What is going on, everybody? I am Rob Westerman of GBP Daily, and welcome to Rob's Table Talk. I'm here like I am every day to talk with you guys about some Packers football. Just want to say thank you to all who have hopped on during the chats and commented. I appreciate it. We are now in the second week overall of my daily chats with you guys, and I've loved every minute. So, anyways, let's get to it. Practice was open to the public today. It was a beautiful day in Green Bay. So, for those of you guys who got to go and watch, I'm sure you had an awesome time. It's fun seeing the Packers social team stream the Dream Drive, and so for everyone who isn't there, they get to see what it's all about. Players signing, taking pictures with the kiddos, riding bikes. Obviously, it's a good time. So I was just there over the weekend. It was a blast. We are 2 days away from the first Packers preseason game over in San Fran, where yes, Jordan Love will start, and he will also have the starting O-line playing with him. So that's good. Starting line will be Yash at left tackle, JRJ at left guard. That's John Runyon Jr. Josh Myers at center, second year. Jake Hansen at right guard, and Royce Newman at right tackle. Two big things here are obviously Yash at left tackle, which Rodgers said yesterday. He's doing good. He's done some good things for us at left tackle last year. So he should be ready to roll. And then Royce over at right tackle. Too big, Rodgers was saying yesterday as well that Royce is playing good. He's learning the spot over there, playing with his feet under him. So some good bits from 12 on the two guys that may be out there week one if David isn't back yet. Another thing here, according to Dan Graziano of ESPN, Christian Watson is expected to be back within the next week or two, so that's good news. He also said that the Packers are hopeful they'll have both D-Bach and Elton ready to roll for week one. I highly doubt Elton's out there for week one, but we shall see. I'm not sure. He's a credentialed media guy. He knows what's going on, but the Elton thing kind of threw me off. So take that for what it's worth. If Christian's back in a week or two, that'd be great. He's already missed some valuable time, but we'll see. All right. Already got a bunch of people in the comments. Let's jump in here. Micah, how we doing, man? Thanks for hopping on. I appreciate it. Thank you for tuning in. I'm doing good. Kai Park, bigger impact their rookie year, Dobbs or Watson? Long-term, question mark. The rookie year, bigger impact. It's hard not to say Romeo Dobbs with the kind of training camp he's had, but I don't know. He's going to be behind Watson. He'll be behind Lazard. Excuse me. He'll be behind Cobb. He'll probably be behind Tunyon as far as the pecking order goes. So I think Dobbs will have more receiving yards, but I think Watson will have more touchdowns. I've said this a couple times already on the show, a few times. That's kind of where I'm at right there. Chad over on Facebook. What's up, Rob? Finally caught you live again. Thank you so much for hopping on, Chad. Family night was awesome. He says, yes, it was. I actually was in the end zone, and I watched it as it was happening as you were over there on the sidelines, A.J. Dillon coming up to you and signing some of the kiddo stuff, so that was pretty cool to see. He is a man of the people. I was at training camp, had his jersey hanging over on Dream Drive, and he came over, signed it, asked who's it to. I said Rob. So it's over to my right on the table, getting ready to frame it up like the ones behind me. So Chad, thanks for hopping on. Randall's Wine Tours says, tight end, is he ready to go at number 85? Big Bob. He's not officially ready to go, but I think if I were to bet, I think he'll be ready for week one. I know he's been eyeing that week one to be ready for, so which will be exciting. Obviously, but the year before last, he went off, had 11 touchdowns. Then last year, training camp, he didn't drop anything. It looked like he was going to have a breakout year, and then, kind of had a slow start to the season. Had some drops, which we didn't see at all during training camp, and then obviously got hurt during the Commanders game. So that was tough to see. I think I know he said the other day he wants to be the number one receiver. I think he said something like, we don't have a number one receiver anymore in Devontae, and he wants to be that guy. And I could see him being that guy So I know he said he's excited to go. He was talking on Bussin' with the Boys up at Lambeau. He was saying they just kind of ran out of gas last year, and since he had the ACL injury, he could see that because he was kind of behind the scenes, but he was there doing rehab there, had a surgery in Green Bay, so he was always there, and he could kind of see that. And now he knows how to kind of manage that and get the team fired up. Chloe, go Pack, go! Chloe, thank you so much for hopping on. I appreciate it. Mallory Paper's also on. Mallory is such a good friend of mine, and she's a big Packer fan. So thank you for hopping on. Kev King 03, that is an interesting username. Will Dobbs break out and produce in the offense? I was just saying, he's behind Lazard, he's behind Cobb, he's behind Tunyon in the pecking order, maybe behind Watkins, although Watkins is at a slow start to camp. He'll get some balls thrown his way, but I don't think he's going to outproduce Lazard. I don't think he's going to outproduce Tunyon. I think Tunyon's going to have a big year. Aaron Jones is going to get a lot of touches, so we shall see. That's an interesting dynamic to kind of watch there. Thank you for the question. Miss Packer fan, go Pack, go. That is right. Mallory, go Pack, go. Let's go. Allie, have you ever watched Big Cat and A-Rod podcast? I did, yeah. Rodgers was talking about the whole 49ers deal, and they kind of asked him, do you regret saying that about the Niners, about him not getting drafted? And then he kind of comes back and says, well, how many Super Bowls have they won? Which, is kind of an odd thing to, not an odd thing to say, but just an interesting little tidbit. We've got one, they've got none, but they're 4-0 against us in the playoffs. And he also adds that they had one of the most iconic defenses of the last 30 years and still didn't win. So some shots fired by 12. Big B, what is up, my man? I wish I could have got together with you guys on Monday night at a Doozies, but I headed out right after training camp on Monday. Had the 5-hour trek back home and got home by 8 o'clock. So miss you guys over there at Doozies. Brandy Lewis, thanks for hopping on. I always see you on She Said TV's daily chats in the mornings, always saying what's up. Other than Love, who do you want to step up in the preseason? It's a good question because I would have said Jordan Love. It would have been nice to see. It will be nice to see if he, can translate. He's had a pretty good training camp. If he can translate that into some game action. Other than Love, who do you want to step up in preseason? It's a good question. I'm going to go with Amari Rodgers. I hope he's back there for punts. And in practice, I could see that, he's getting upfield. Looks better back there. So I'm going to go with Amari Rodgers, not only on punt return, but he'll be getting some action at the receiver position. He didn't get much opportunities last year. So Amari Rodgers, that's who I'm really rooting for him this year. Tough year last year, the punt game. Didn't get any chances during or in the offense. So Amari, that's who I'm going with. Tyler, what is going on, man? Tyler says what's going on. Thank you for hopping on. I appreciate it. Robert, I hope our O-line can keep Rodgers from getting hurt. That's, the main concern. A lot of these guys haven't played a whole lot of games. Yash at left tackle, said it earlier. Yash at left tackle, JRJ at left guard, who played left guard all last season and didn't commit one penalty. So that's pretty good. And then you got Josh Myers at center, second year out of Ohio State. He was hurt a little bit last year, but I'm confident that he can have a good year. Jake Hansen at right guard hasn't played. Royce Newman at right tackle. He played right guard last year, so the right tackle deal will be new to him. And if David's not ready by week 1, then this is who we're going to roll with, I would imagine, unless Sean Ryan or Zach Tom nudge that lineup. But yeah, that'll be interesting, Robert. I hope for everyone's sake they can keep Rodgers from getting hurt. All right. Who do you think makes the biggest leap over their play from last season? Says Tyler. I'm thinking Stokes. He played great last year as a rookie. He had a bunch of chances to make some picks. Didn't make them. I know everyone always says He doesn't play the ball well, or at least he didn't last year. I think year 2, training camp with Jair, with Razul, that room is just so deep and so good. I'm sure he's learning a thing or two from them. I was getting some Chick-fil-A Big B before I headed out on Monday. Eric Stokes was in line right ahead of me, so that was kind of cool. He was in there in his Packer gear. Some people were coming up asking for pictures and whatnot. And I went to the bathroom to wash my hands before I ate because that's just what you should do. And somebody in there was like, "Hey, do you know who the Packer player was out there?" And I was like, "Yeah, that's Eric Stokes, number 21." And he's like, "Damn, really? I'm gonna go ask him for a picture." I said, "All right, man." Eric Stokes is a pretty he's a guy that you would recognize because he's got the dreads. Um, so yeah, he must have not obviously known who he was. Marquise, who should I get with the 4th pick of my fantasy draft? A fantasy question. That's interesting. Uh, Derrick Henry's still there. Obviously, you take him. Nick Chubb's still there. Obviously, you take him. Outside of that, it's kind of tough. Jonathan Taylor, if he's still there, you take him. Um, Dalvin Cook is going to be a top 5 back if he doesn't get hurt, but he's always hurt. So any one of those guys, I don't think you can complain with who you got. Chancellor Gorgeous, you look like Trippy Red. I can't off the top of my head think of what Trippy Red looks like, but I'll take that as a compliment. Thank you, Chancellor. Pack Attack, yo, go Pack, go! Go Pack, go Pack Attack cards. Let's go. Come on, Wednesday night, we're here chatting, talking about some Packers. This is kind of what we do. I hope TJ Slayton makes a leap. That should help Wyatt get eased in. Yeah, I completely agree, Brandy. That's a crowded little interior D-line group they got with Kenny, Jerron Reed, TJ Slayton, Devontae Wyatt. Those are some 4 big-ass dudes. Dean Lowry. Yeah, I don't think we're going to have a problem stuff on the run, at least up the middle. On the edge is where you got some question marks outside of Rashawn and Preston. So that'll be an interesting dynamic to watch play out. Big B. That's amazing. Stokes stops signing right when I was next twice this week. Sucks today. My last day because it was redemption. That is a bummer, Big B. I'm not sure if you're big into public signings as far as memorabilia shows, but Stokes will be in Appleton signing next Saturday. He'll be there. Cobb will be there. Amari Rodgers will be there. And Devontae Wyatt will also be there. Waukesha Sports Cars is putting it on. I'm going to be back up there next weekend for the Saints preseason game Friday night. And then I'm going to head to the signing and get some stuff signed by those guys. So if you need Stokes, swing on over. Go to the signing. He'll get you right there. Andrew, thank you for hopping on. I appreciate it. Randall, what about Sammy Watkins? He's had a slow start to camp this year. No big plays. You don't hear much of him. I saw somebody post a video of him just making a routine catch. I think it was Matt Schneidman. He said something about stacking days, and yeah, it was just a casual catch on the sidelines. It was just against air on the sidelines. No play, just playing catch really. So yeah, slow start. I hear the buzz about him not being a lock anymore to make this team. So we shall see. I still think he makes the team. I think Rodgers likes him. I know Matt LaFleur was talking about he's going to be a big part of our offense this year, earlier this offseason when he was asked about Watkins. So based off coach's comments, I think he's a lock to make the team. But yeah, you just never know if he doesn't have any big plays, if he isn't looking right the rest of training camp. Yeah, you never know what could happen. What do we got? Chandy, who will have more yards, Jones or Dillon? More rushing yards, I'm going to go with A.J. Dillon. More scrimmage yards, Aaron Jones. I know that's kind of a split non-answer to your questions, but if we're talking overall yards, I'm going to go Jones. If we're talking rushing, I'm going to go Dillon. Aaron Jones is just so good, and I don't think most people are forgetting about him. You just don't hear as much buzz because he's involved, doing a lot. I love AJ. Like I said earlier, he stopped by, signed my jersey for me on Monday. Great dude. How do you not love him? And I'm just glad he's a Packer. But I think Aaron Jones is going to be involved very heavily, getting a lot of touches. Those Devontae touches that are now open, I think most of them are going to go to him and Tunyon. So, do they have any? Do you have any faith in Tunyon staying healthy this year? I do, Brandy. Yeah, um, I have a lot of faith in him. I was listening to his thing the other day, and it seems like he's been working hard in rehab. I said he feels good. He's confident. He wants to be the number one guy. 2 years ago, obviously had the breakout year, 11 touchdowns. Last year, slow start, like I was saying earlier. But yeah, Tunyon's somebody I'm going to be taking in fantasy just because I think him and Rodgers have that connection. And he's tight end one, probably wide receiver one or two as far as receiving yards and targets. So I do have a lot of faith in Tunyon this year. I think he's going to have a big year. Brandy, thank you for the question again. I appreciate it. Ryan Dunn, be honest. If Rodgers leans in to kiss you, are you pulling away or going in? Woo! Definitely pulling away. But yeah, I was about 2 or 3 feet from Rodgers as he stopped for David to sign some stuff this last weekend. He didn't sign anything, but I was chilling right there, kind of watching it all. And yeah, if you leaned in for a kiss, be honest. If Rodgers leans in to kiss you, are you pulling away or going in, Ryan? That's a great question, but I'm definitely pulling away. If you didn't have the scruff, maybe I'd think twice about it, but no, I'm just kidding. C Rob 211. If you could have one piece of Packers memorabilia, what would it be? That's tough. My personal collection, as far as things that are signed, I only collect things that are signed that I've gotten signed myself in person. So like the AJ Dillon jersey I got signed on Monday. Christian Watson signed my jersey of his too on Monday. And then like next weekend, I'm going to a signing in Appleton with Cobb, Devontae Wyatt, and Stokes. Going to have them sign some stuff for me. I just don't, if there's not a personal connection behind it as far as things being signed, it's just not interesting to me. I know other people like to do that, and that's cool. I think it's awesome. But if I could have one piece of Packers memorabilia, what would it be? Probably something game used, like from the Super Bowl, or it used to be a Packers bleacher seat, but I got my hands on one of those a year or two ago. So that's sitting right behind the computer here. But yeah, probably something game used from Super Bowl or like the Lombardi era. Something like even something cool like a super old school like sideline jacket. I think those are sweet. So yeah, if I could have one piece of Packers memorabilia, what would it be? It would probably something game used from one of the Super Bowls and or the Lombardi era. Thank you for the question, Rob. That is my name as well. Joe, Danny Davis making the team. I wish. I'm a Badger fan. Packers, Badgers, Bucks, Brewers. I don't want to touch on the Brewers, but Josh Hader did blow a save, his first one. Just putting that out there. You do that with that info as you wish. Danny Davis make the team? Question mark. Not the 53. I don't think. We just got too many guys. Too many guys, and you got Juwan Winfrey right on that bubble. You got Samori Toure, who I think has made a similar amount of plays as Danny Davis, but Samori was drafted and Danny wasn't. So I think that alone might give Samori Toure the edge there. But yeah, I don't think he makes the team, but I could very well see him on the practice squad, which would be awesome because, like I said, I'm a Badger fan. So Mason, Chris Barnes look any good? I know Chris has been with the number 2 defense for the majority of camp. That's obviously because you got Devondre and Quay taking all the snaps with the ones. Was listening to Aaron Nagler the other day, and or was it Andy Herman? I cannot remember. I listen to both of them every single morning. They were talking about it's better with Chris Barnes being with the 2s than it is being with the 1s and not getting as many reps. With the twos, he's getting all the reps. He's calling the plays on defense, so I think he's really benefiting from that and getting better by being with the twos. He'll be a killer on special teams like he always is. And I haven't heard much about him one way or the other, but sometimes no news is good news. So, Tunyon, Jake, thanks for hopping on, man. Thank you for the question, too. Tunyon going to be ready for week 1? I hope so. If I had to bet, yeah. I think he will be, and he'll be ready to roll. But that is not official. I don't have any insider info, but I just kind of go with my gut on that one. P.I. Haynes, what's the deal with Bakhtiari? I wish I knew. He had a procedure done right before training camp. I assume it's cleaning up a knee, maybe draining it. But he was riding a bike down to practice today. He had a kid with him in one of the Packers bikes with the seats next to him. So, yeah, I'm not sure what's going on with him. Hoping he's ready for week 1 because as much as I don't despise Za'Darius for going to the Vikings, but it'd be nice to take him out week 1 because if we don't, we'll hear about it all season from him and all the shithead Vikings fans. So 3-3. So hyped for Christian Watson. Me too. Spencer, would you rather have $1 billion now or a penny every time you breathe? It's an interesting question. I'll take $1 billion right now. Thank you for the question. Non-Packer related, but hey, that's cool with me. Mason, go Pack, go, man. Go Pack, go. Man, a lot of these. Would you rather lose your taste or lose your smell? Lose my smell because, yeah. All right, I'm going to end on this one right here from AM Grizzly 650. Chances of us signing OBJ or getting any other vet receivers, maybe Cole Beasley. I don't think we're going to sign any receivers unless there's some injuries happening within our own wide receiver room. OBJ, I think they'll probably wait. I think he'll probably wait till the middle of a season, kind of pick where he wants to go, who needs receiver help, but is actually still in a good spot to make a run for the Super Bowl. And I'm sure he'll take his pick. So that's where I'm at with OBJ. All right, everybody. Another great chat in the books. Rob's Table Talk. We're week 2. I will be going live every single day like I have been, Monday through Friday, just to talk it up with you guys. I've got no agenda, nothing other than to just say what's up, talk about everything happening with the team. So if it's something you enjoy doing as well, please subscribe to the YouTube channel. I greatly appreciate it. Follow me on Twitter, whether it's my personal at Rob Westerman 3 or at GBP Daily. Shoot me a message or tweet. I'm always down to shoot the shit with you guys. So thank you again for joining, and I will catch you guys later.